if they allow the music to play a role in how they act out here. That's like you're being ghosted. Like a nigga can just tell you anything and you just gonna go do that.
But that's the world we live in. And that's the world we live in. It's not too many. It's not too many strong-minded people no more, bro.
Especially with social media being the way that it is now. So they're being exposed to way more stuff than we were exposed to.
That too, for sure. Twice as much.
Everything is for likes and clout and recognition.
Facts.
You feel me?
Facts. You can't even toss a nigga, a homeless man, $5 without turning your camera on.
Man, I hate that.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't.
Especially when it comes to these celebrities and shit. You feel me? I don't know if it's the fact that they want to do that type of shit to make themselves look good or whatever the case may be, but
of course, bro.
Fuck giving a couple hours to a homeless man when you got motherfuckers out here really going through it. And you can put people in positions where they don't gotta go through it. But you think giving a couple hours to a homeless person?
You speaking too long term, bro. We're in a microwave time, nigga. If they don't get it right then and there, the clout, the publicity, and all that right then and there, it's not worth it to them. You see what I'm saying? It's no longer a long game. It's here for a good time, not a long game.
Well, guess what, cuz these the same rappers that say money don't change them.
You know, they're a goddamn lie.
Come on, now.
Like, nigga, if you don't, like, nigga, what? They be lying like shit. Money do change you. And money changes you either for the better or for the worse. I don't give a fuck if you get a little money or a lot of money. It changes you. It changes every fucking body. You're not going to be the same person you were if all of a sudden you just hit for $1 million or you was working, you was grinding, and you got your $1 million. Like, yes, you're going to change as a person. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you need to fucking change. You see what I'm saying? Because how you gonna change? How you gonna come up and think the people around you gonna come up and ain't nothing change about nothing? You see what I'm saying? A motherfucker, all the motherfucker gonna want to do is want something from you. Of course, your attitude gonna change. After the third motherfucker, you gonna start feeling some type of way.
Yeah,
nah, nigga, you playing? I ain't giving you no like what? You know what I'm saying? So that's when the hatred come in and all that. Like, I'm gonna be real.
I mean, shit, man. At the end of the day, you gotta blame yourself for being that person that they felt like they could look to for that. You know what I'm saying?
Easy. I learned from an OG a long time ago, Snap. I will pay a nigga to stay out my motherfucking face, bro. If I know you a broke nigga and you ask me for $100 and I got it, I'm gonna give you $200 just so I know you ain't never coming back, cause you ain't never gonna pay me my money. You ain't never gonna speak to me.
Guess what? You might got a brother that you can do that for, and you might see that nigga 3 months later, he might pull up on you and throw you $400.
And that's what I'm saying. You know,
you hear me?
You know, but that's why I'm like,
different strokes for different folks, you know. Yeah.
She talking about that people. Listen, that's what I'm saying. Y'all ass eating man. Listen.
Chill.
And all this
boo. Not the time for that right now, okay?
What happened?
All this boo and all this bullshit throw me off. She said it ain't the time for that. It's always the time for that.
Who the hell is BM? Who's your BM, nigga?
She's talking to her.
Oh, all right. Oh, my apologies. That's a female. Peace and blessings, Queen. But, yeah, man. Anyway,
well,
I don't know, man. Like, either. I just had a conversation with my son the other day and shit, right? First and foremost, this little dude just went to New York. Or whatever, probably last week. My middle son's birthday is the 23rd. My oldest and my youngest birthdays was last month. The 7th, the 6th, the 2nd and the 6th or whatever. Anyway, like I said, he just went to New York last week. Hits me yesterday. Dad, can you help me get $400 so I can go to Disney World with such and such and such? First and foremost, you just went to Disney World 2 months ago with your aunt. You feel me? You just went to New York City last week. Your brother's birthday is the 23rd, and you asked me for $400 so you can go to Disney World again on the 24th. I say, bro, you don't even understand how selfish you're being right now. You're being very fucking selfish by asking me for money. Knowing first and foremost, you just went to Disney World. Then you just went to New York last week. And then your brother's birthday is this month, and you're gonna come at me asking me some shit like that. I say, bro, I'm not rich. You do know that, right? I'm nowhere near rich. You feel me? Nowhere near that. I say, stop thinking that you can do everything that your friends do. Just because their parents are fortunate enough to let their kids do this, that, and the other, don't mean that you can do the same thing, brother, because I'm not that parent. I'm not that parent. First and foremost, I'm not a slave.
Okay.
I say, first and foremost, I'm not a slave. So, and that's no disrespect to anybody that's out here that got jobs, that's working for. No, I just feel this way. I will never be a slave again. I would rather put my own blood, sweat, and tears into what I love doing, the talents that I have, and went off of that, versus me had to wake up every morning, not even wanting to go in there and slave for these motherfuckers. Got me fucked up for pennies, and then it's like I see people with jobs complaining about their job every day.
Every day.
Now you go to work and you making this money, but you still complain about it. Obviously, you ain't living the way you really want to be living. So you working for what? Just to pay your bills. That's what most of us do. Don't get it twisted. I was in that situation too. I grew out of that shit though. Once I realized what it was, and then them motherfuckers that use you till they don't need to use you no more. Till they find somebody that they feel as though is better than you, and then kick your ass to the side. You back at square one. No, I got tired of going back to square one. No more of that. I refuse to slave for the motherfuckers anymore. And I tell my kids the same shit. I talk to my kids like they grown ass men. Because guess what? I ain't guaranteed to be here for the rest of their life to get them the game that they need. And I refuse to allow them to grow up listening to these goofy ass fucking niggas. So I store that shit to their brains now. I don't give a fuck how nobody feel about that. I talk to my kids like they not even my homeboys. Like they men.
Yeah, I got a 17-year-old son and I have a 13-year-old daughter, and I talk to them like, this is what it is, this is what it ain't, and keep your head on the swivel. Cause no. Like, my daughter is fortunate enough to act like, she still acts like a 13-year-old. Like, she don't do all that twerking and all that. She don't do none of that. Because she know I ain't playing that.
Right. See, and that's a good thing. That's a real good thing. But that's part of what I mean by the topic and shit. Little girls and dogs and shit. You feel me? That's, like, they be trying to grow up too fast. You feel me? And it's like, let me say this. Like we said, a lot of this shit, the music play a role, right? And you have a lot of these young women that's out here listening to the Cardi B's and the Megan Thee Stallions and all these bum-ass bitches. I call them bum bitches. I don't give a fuck because the shit that they promoting out here. You feel me? But it's like this, though, sis. They promote that type of shit in their music, right? But yet, they in full-blown relationships. Married and all
the stuff that they telling
y'all not even doing the shit that y'all talking about.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
They only who they are on records. But at home, they cooking, cleaning, listening, doing all of that, nurturing. They're being everything that they're telling everybody not to be.
Not to do. So, like, that's weird as shit to me. If they, like, how can you listen to somebody tell you to do something that they're not even doing? How much sense does that make?
None, but people are easily influenced. That's why these internet people are called influencers.
Man, listen. I tell them all the time, I'm cool being the little guy. You feel me? I'm the little guy with a big voice. Like, it's going to be heard. It's definitely going to be heard. You know, I'm going to make it make sense to them. Before I leave this motherfucker, I'm going to make it make sense to them. Really. I have no choice. That's part of my purpose. That's what I'm here for. But I feel like these days you got to go extra hard with that shit. Why y'all think I be having so much aggression when I be speaking? Especially to these young niggas. You gotta go hard with that shit. They don't want to listen to them soft. I'm not a soft nigga, first and foremost. And I'm not going to promote myself as one either. So when I talk to you, I'm going to talk to you how I talk to you, my nigga. Because I want you to feel this shit. I don't want you to just hear this shit. I want you to feel this shit.
Now, that's another thing, too, though. It's all in the delivery.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell the kids something without making them feel inferior or making them, because that be the key. I know me personally, I'm like, nigga, once a nigga really get the, like, nigga, my father don't even talk to me like that, so next word better be your motherfucking best word. I'm gonna slap you. So, at that point, you feel me, it's all in your delivery. You know what I'm saying? And it's all in how the kid was raised, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole lot of shit that comes into play with that.
Man, that discipline shit play a very big role. One thing I always taught mine is respect. You feel me? Respect your elders. Point blank period. Even when you're in school, you feel me? Somebody pick with you in school. I know my youngest kid, he got the same anger issue that I had. You feel me? That's why I say he be the one I'm gonna have to have bail money for and shit. I already know what's gonna happen with mine. You know what I'm saying? So I tell him, bro, you ain't got to fight in school. I understand, man. You ain't trying to take people speaking to you a certain type of way, whatever the case may be, but that don't always cause you to act out in school. I said, if you want to do something to a nigga, they playing with you like that, wait till after school. Catch a nigga in that yard. You feel me? Catch him on the bus stop, whatever. They can't suspend you if you putting hands on a nigga outside of the school. If you need to go there, that's if you need to go there.
When you fight in school,
you said what, bro?
I said by the time you really get the somebody to snatch your ass up. Might as well wait to after school, really get that good work in.
I don't know. I used to get that work in at school. I wasn't even
fuck that. I let it be the time. I used to play cheesing like shit.
I did too. But that's part of the reason why I'm telling them what not to do.
Fuck that. I don't need them calling my mother. I'll see you at the class.
I didn't even get
to. That's what I'm saying, Cuzzo.
I'll let you all day. Yeah.
Man, you just look at him like that.
Listen, I ain't doing none of that shit. I'ma just sit there and smile at you until you swing on me. Nigga, I see you at the school. And other than that, nigga, you all that shit, all right, that's just gonna give me more fire to fuck you up when I catch you.
Don't get it twisted, Cuzzo. And if we put in a situation where we have no choice, because I was put in a situation where I had no choice in school. I ain't had no choice but to do this, right? If a nigga coming directly at you and he coming at you on that type of timing, you gotta defend yourself.
Say excuse me.
Yeah, that's like my daughter had that issue. Like, well, I don't want to get in trouble. I'm like, well, as long as you not the one starting nothing, I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do. I'ma come get you.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be that. Like, I'm not gonna cuss you out. I'm not gonna yell at you. As long as you were just defending yourself, do what you gotta do to get them up off you. If you gotta throw a whole table, if you gotta throw somebody else, do what you gotta do. But don't let nobody punk you.
No, that's for sure. Definitely don't do that because I tell the motherfucker all the time, if you allow something once, it's going to happen twice. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, if a motherfucker walk up to you right now and call you a bitch-ass nigga in your face, but you don't punch him in his face for calling you a bitch-ass nigga, you're going to be that bitch-ass nigga every time you see you.
Every time. Sometimes you got to show people better than you can tell them.
You have to. Sometimes you got to nip shit the bud right then and there. I told you before, Cuzzo, my little cousin told me, man, and this is my little cousin. He said, man, every 3 to 6 months, you got to do something to a nigga out this bitch. At the time he told me shit, I'm like, this nigga still doing some bullshit out here. Then I sat back and I thought about it. Because people take your kindness for weakness when you trying to, take a different route in life. You feel me? Especially when you're a real street nigga and you known for being a certain type of individual out here. People really take your kindness for weakness when they start seeing you moving different. So him saying that was like, all right, I'm on this type of time, but nigga, I can get on this type of time too at any given time. And I'm just doing this to let y'all know it still can be like that. I get it. I definitely get it. But it's like, with me, I don't even be tripping about that because a nigga gained a certain reputation. You know what I'm saying? It can be a good thing. It can be a fucking bad thing. But at the end of the day, I know I've gained a certain type of reputation to the point. Like, a nigga ain't coming on that type of time directly to me. Because I'm one of those. I ain't one of them. You feel me? So, if a motherfucker do come, they got to, really come. Like, it ain't no talking, ain't no joking with this. Yeah, they got to be flying. The bullets got to talk. They can't talk. Them bullets got to talk. That's the whole life of Jesus, though, man. I'm just saying.
Everybody got a pass.
Oh, yeah. Fly shit. Peace and blessings. Came FSO in the motherfucking building, man. Remember, respect, man. You know the vibe. Peace and blessings to everybody that's turned in, man. This is OG Trump. You know, the topic is Little Man and Big Drawers versus Little Girl and Thongs, man. Growing up fast. Growing up way too fast.
Like I said, man.
But how you feel about that, me? Because you came in kind of late or whatever. As far as on the females end, I don't know how you came up as far as in your household, both parents, whatever the case may be, or if you know situations where, it was like that.
I mean,
because I don't know as far as the females.
I grew up in a two-family, two-parent.
Where are you going, man?
So I guess it was different for you,
But yeah, I grew up in a two-parent household.
Say it again?
I said I grew up in a two-parent household, but I grew up fast on my own. You know what I mean? Because I grew up very sheltered. So when I did get a little piece of freedom, I had my little freedom. Like, I had a couple friends who my mom trusted me to go over there, and I'd be over there cutting the food. So I grew up fast because I wasn't exposed to nothing.
Right.
Like, I didn't hear arguing. I didn't, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't, I had a pretty good childhood. I ain't gonna front. But I was too sheltered. Like, it was a lot of stuff going on that I wanted to see.
Mm-hmm. And that's a good thing. Because
I'm glad she even putting that out there, right? Now because from a whole nother view.
Like, I had to deal with the black sheep. Like, I was the black sheep on my father's side, you feel me? And that's because, you know what I'm saying, my father, he all of a sudden started going to church and was this church holy nigga and shit. You know what I'm saying? And he left this son, in my opinion, he left me out there for the wolves, and that's how it turned out. So how could you be mad at that? But the shelter part.
Yeah, like I grew up with Jehovah's Witness.
And my stepsister, he sheltered the shit out of them. So when them niggas got their first taste,
it was a wrap. You know what I mean?
Like, they wind up being worse than me.
Exactly.
Once they got their taste, I'm like, nigga, I ain't never done no shit like that.
Like, my mom was a Jehovah's Witness, but my dad wasn't. So,
Is that how you and Dream know each other?
No.
Oh.
Nope.
To Jehovah's?
That's not how. No, we met in high school. Me and Dream met in high school. But, now that we older and we didn't discuss things, like, she had a two-parent household too, and one of her parents was Jehovah's Witness. So we grew up differently. But we still, just like everybody else, I still had my first kid at 19.
See, that goes to show, though, man. Because a lot of us, me being on the outside looking in when it comes to those situations as far as females and shit, I would look at it like them not having both parents in the household, and that's why females went through certain shit and had kids at young ages or things like that. So
That's been the one in the project.
came in an open household with both parents and still had a child. I ain't gonna say at a real young age, but
yeah, like my parents did get a divorce when I was 16.
Okay, so that could have played a part in everything.
No, because I already wanted to do it. So like,
What, have a child?
No, like I just wanted to not be who my mama wanted me to be. Like I knew being a Jehovah's Witness wasn't for me at an early age, and I was forced to do it. So when I finally turned 16, and she was like, "Well, you got to ask your dad if you still have to go." So I asked him, and he was like, "No, not if you don't want to." So after that, that's when I had more freedom, because when she was out doing what she was doing, I was out doing me.
Right.
With the people that she allegedly trusted, not knowing that them was the ones that you shouldn't have let me be friends with. Because I'm sneaking out.
Friends that you thought was friends wasn't friends.
Yeah,
that's one thing I can say. My mom
I'm stealing their parents' cars. Like, I'm taking their parents' cars because I had a license. I'm sneaking out their house and putting gas back in the car before they wake up and stuff like that. Like, make sure the gas was right back where it was. She didn't know that me. She still don't know that me.
So you was the one. Like, that'd be crazy though, I promise you, right? Because I got a homeboy with rest in peace, my boy Molly and shit, right? And he was older than me, right? But he used to get in shit and go to jail and all that. But yet, his mom used to point the finger to me. Like, I was the one that influencing him to do these things and shit. I'm like, hold up. Like, first and foremost, this nigga's older than me. He's the reason I'm even out here in the streets. Like, how was that so? But I guess that comes from the fact of her looking at him as that good child, not knowing what he really was doing outside of those closed doors.
Yeah, because when my company would come over to my house, we not sneaking out. We not about to go smoke. We not doing none of the things I do at your mama house because I can't. I have rules here. It's structured here. And my mama don't play that shit with both our asses.
Right.
So it was just, when I would slide off, I'd be who I wanted to be. And when I came back home, I was who she wanted me to be.
So I guess that comes from a lack of freedom, should I say.
And that's where
I don't even know why parents can't just sit and really ask their child, like, what is it you want to do in life, with your life? Or, and long as it's something positive, like, allow them to, pursue that.
Yeah, like,
what's wrong with that? I'm not going to force my child to be something that they don't want to be just because I'm that. Or just because I represent that. I'm not going to force that on them.
Like, my son, he's 17. He got his license. He had a car. He do DoorDash and Grubhub. Like, he's a very, very mature young man. Like, do he get in his little dirt or whatever? Yes, but who doesn't? But he knows that he needs to make his own money if he really want to be a man. So, for him doing this at an early age, I done told him before, like, you doing better than a lot of dudes my age. And you can't even get your own place yet. Like, that's the only thing you're missing. Like, you're a senior in high school on the honor roll. Like, he's a very good student.
Right.
And he's very respectable. He's not out here cussing out grown people. He's not out here doing none of that extra stuff. If you cut off into him, he'll have a little attitude, but he'll respectfully tell you, like, that I'm not on that right now.
Right. Hey, you done a good job.
Yeah, and then with my daughter.
Done a good job. And was it both parents, or was it just you? Or?
See, my son lives with his dad.
Okay.
So his dad had a big part in that. He don't want to be like his dad. That's the difference. So he like, okay, well, let me start doing this early.
Not a lot of us do. A lot of us do.
Let me start making changes early because I don't want to be like him. And then with my daughter, her dad hasn't really been a part of her life. But whenever she does talk to him or they do see each other, and it's not me keeping him from her. But he even told me, like, you know what, like, me, thank you. Like, thank you. You doing a good job with my baby. Like, because he know he didn't do it. He know he didn't make her to be the person that she is, which is a sweetheart and respectable and smart and stays in a child place. She speak her mind.
That's a lot of the trauma. I feel like a lot of the trauma that we, go through or been through in life and shit don't even necessarily come from like deaths and people passing away and things like that. It comes from shit like what you just said. Like a child being forced to have to be something they don't want to be. That can fuck you up mentally. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Forcing kids into babysitting all your kids.
But good, that's what the first that the streets made us this way, or the people we hung around made us this way. The whole time, you made us this way.
Well, I mean, G, that's because acceptance is easier said than done. Having accountability is definitely easier said than done.
Oh, and another thing, my mom will be 80 this year. Ooh. So
80?
80.
Shout out to mom.
Shout out to her. You hear me?
So,
blessings, Queen.
So she had me
that's a
late
good
in
age
life.
degree.
So she had me late in life. So therefore,
she ain't even want to deal with half the shit you was going through.
Word.
She didn't. She didn't want to, but she wanted to make sure. So that's why. But she kept me in the house.
But that's why they say the youngest kids be bad as shit. Because either you had a lot of them, or the one or two you had, by the time you had the second one or your last, you were done. You didn't want to get
it's 4 of us. Yeah, and it's 4 of us, but the closest one in age to me, he's 9 years older than me.
Yeah, she ain't want to deal with your ass.
Yes, she did. That's the thing, though, because she never wanted me to leave. Like, she never wanted me to go nowhere.
You was her baby.
Now that, like, I send my daughter to go to Georgia with her grandma every summer, and then I let my son live with his dad, she like, well, you don't miss him? I could never let you do that. And this is why I'm like the way I am with my kids. Because you never let me go nowhere. I'm letting my children experience life.
Mm-hmm.
They know they can come to me about whatever. They can talk to me and be honest with me. Because as long as you honest, we can chop it up. But once you get the line to me, now we have now we got to deal with it. Like when I found out my son smoked weed, I kicked it with him. And he was honest with me. And I was like, damn, like now I can't even cuss you out about it. Because you ain't even trying to hold me up. So now I just got to educate you and talk to you. Do I want you smoking? No. Can I stop you? No. Because when I was smoking weed and my parents didn't know, they couldn't stop me even if they found out, because I still got to go to school.
Exactly. I mean, listen, it's going to be up to us to install certain shit into their brains. It's up to them to take heed to that shit.
Yeah, all I can do
is... We can't force it, We're going to tell you what it is, but it's up to you to follow through with that.
Yep, all I can do is give you the tools and give you the blueprint and show you how to do it. After I do that, it's on you. But I'm always going to be here to help you.
I was telling Toda before you came in that I had a conversation with my sister or whatever about my nephew, because he's older now, whatever the case may be, and the fact that she, somewhere tried to still treat him as a child. And now that my brother home, I feel like, it's his role to, school him to certain shit now that he's a grown-ass man. You feel me? I feel like a mother's role should be just to get that child through school. Educate them, feed them, all that, get them through school. Once you cover that part, it's up to the dad to school them to life. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You agree or disagree on that?
I agree. I feel like it shouldn't be all on one parent. regardless of when this parent decides to be in this child's life, the child needs both parents as a good or a bad example of who to be or not to be.
Facts. That's what I was about to say. It don't matter, to be honest. Just the simple fact of, like you said, saying good or bad, you know what I'm saying, good and evil and shit like that, you'll be able to see it firsthand. You'll be able to get your own perception.
Yeah, so, like, because I don't keep my daughter
for a long time, I used to think my father wasn't shit. To be honest, I thought my father wasn't shit. But then I had to grow up to be a man to realize certain things is not worth losing it all behind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Certain things, because they were young parents, you know what I'm saying? It was certain things that if he'd have took any more leeway into, he'd have got kicked out the service. He'd have got motherfucking put in jail for, you know, whatever the case may have been. You know what I'm saying? But I know that now. But it took me time to get older and figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And if I would have known that a little earlier, do it, you know, because at a certain point, nigga, he don't get no leeway from the shit he did for the shit he didn't do for me as a child. I just, you know, choose to forgive it. You know what I'm saying? But it taught me in the long run that shit happens, and nigga, you know, you gotta fight for what's yours. Like, I would never put my son in a situation my pops put me in. Like, nigga, I don't give a fuck what his mother gotta say. Nigga, I'm always be there. I'm not gonna steer away. I'm not fucking off and going to make another family. I might, but shit. That's still my son.
The first time you turn your back, that's when they gonna go that way.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm never, and that's what I did to my father. Like, yo, he chose, in my opinion, he chose his wife and his kids, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? But don't give me the bullshit. Don't give me the runaround. Don't hit me with the bullshit calls to check up. Like, nigga, if you don't fuck with me, don't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? If you don't fuck with me, don't fuck with me. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't hit me on a random Saturday and asking me all these fucking questions, nigga, when you could just pull up and talk to me. You know what I'm saying? And because of that,
don't say that was cool though, because I mean, I get it, because I see the same shit, you feel me? But at the end of the day, that's the type of shit that'll fuck us up mentally by us, you know, having that attitude, like, all right, whatever, you did that, it's cool. In all reality, it's not cool. You feel me? That'd be the type of shit that scars us.
I mean, it's cool now because I've learned.
Yeah, now it's cool.
Yeah, because I learned. But when I was younger, yeah, I used to bang that all the time. I'm good. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, my mother be like, oh, you mad because your father ain't come? Don't worry. I'm like, ma, fuck that nigga. I'm good. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how
right, but at the end of the day, that really wasn't the case.
Yeah, it wasn't. I was fucked up behind it because, you know, it's not just me saying it. It's me saying it. Then when I hear from my little brothers, they giving me all these glitz and glamours of a beautiful life. Like, they going to Florida. They doing this. They going on basketball retreats, football retreats. They just got these. They just got those. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, damn. Nigga, I ain't got shit but what my mother gave me, and I'm cool with that. But at the end of the day, nigga, you got another kid out here, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was his wife that really, you know, separated me and my pops. You feel me? Like, I asked my little brother. I asked my father for a phone positive when I was like in the 9th grade. I'm like, let me get the phones that's about to come out. Eggplant, y'all. Purples. So he like, all right, bet. 3 weeks later, the shoes come out. He don't call me. A week later, he like, yeah, I'm about to pull up on him, right? And this what really like had me like, fuck you, nigga. I don't need you. You feel me? So he pull up with a Nike box. Mind you, this not the phone positive box. So I'm looking at the box. I'm like, all right, open them up. They some Air Force One Jordans. So I'm like, oh, all right, these kind of cool. I'm like, these are all right. You know, I'm not complaining because I'm not one of them people. I'm like, oh, all right, blessings. But I realized the box kind of saw me. You feel me? I'm like, nah, this something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? So my little brother and them get out the car. My little brother had on a pair of foam positive eggplants. So I'm like, where the fuck my shoes at? He like, oh, nah, his mother bought him a pair, da-da-da-da. So I'm like, nigga, I don't give a fuck what she bought him. Where the fuck my shoes at? You feel me? So he gave me the runaround. 2 months later, nigga, I finally put the shoes on, right? It's raining. I go outside. walking to school, nigga, the black paint started rubbing off my shoe, nigga. As I'm walking to class, like as I'm walking to the school, I look down and the black paint is coming off the fucking shoe. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Nigga, I took the shoes off in the middle of the rain, walked back home. Nigga, I call this nigga, I'm like, bro, leave me the fuck alone, bro. I don't want to deal with you. I don't fuck with you. I don't fuck with your wife. I don't fuck with your kids, nigga. Fuck all y'all niggas. And if anybody got a problem, y'all know where we stay at. Because, nigga, it was a family war between us. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was some real shit. Like, my mother used to beat the shit out of his wife and all type of shit. You feel me? And it used to just get real reckless, bro. So, in that type of environment, bro, that's why I'm like, a lot of these little kids be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Because it starts at home first, bro. It starts at home first, bro. For real. You know what I'm saying?
For real. That shit crazy, brother. That shit crazy.
Real rap, cuz. Like one day on my birthday, nigga, this bitch pull up to me. I'm at my farmhouse. She pull up to me, bro, with a big ass bag of Kmart clothes. What? I said, I was like, oh, thank you. Went in the room, called my mother. I said, hey, Mom, what the fuck they just gave me? She said, what? I said, a big ass bag of Kmart clothes. She said, I'm about to come get you right now. Because I was supposed to be over there for the school year.
What?
Y'all go bring me back a bag of Kmart? Y'all got me fucked up.
And everybody else jumping first? No.
But yeah, the other kids
I ain't even getting all that for real. You
but
feel
yeah, the
me?
other kids looking like what?
I ain't even getting in all that, man. I'm like, listen, that shit. For real, like, I'm telling you, bro, I got endless stories, bro. Like, my mother told me when I was, like, 1, I was still in my pamper. My mother said she picked me up. My father just went to the military, you feel me? She picked me up. The mother, like, I've been over my stepmother's house or his wife's house for, like, 2-3 days by myself. And my grandma was in and out on my father's side. She was back and forth and shit, but she wasn't really in it. I was just over there till my mother could come get me. So mother said she come pick me up. Nigga, I'm crying like shit. She sit me down, I'm screaming, hollering. She couldn't understand for the life of her why the fuck I was screaming. So she said she take my pamper off, nigga. I had a pamper in that joint that felt like a fucking fossil rock. Like my shit been sitting in my pamper for days. You know what I'm saying? So nigga led to my mother and my father's mother beating up his wife and her mother. You feel me? Like, nigga, this shit been going on since the day I was born. This rivalry, and it was all over me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, that shit fuck you up as a kid. Like, damn, all this pain because of me. You know what I'm saying? All this rivalry because of me. Y'all don't fuck with each other because of me. Like, goddamn, that's tough. I ain't asked to be here. I wasn't there with y'all niggas when y'all was fucking. I'm just a product of what happened after.
Exactly.
Real shit, bro. So I done been through the worst. Like, nigga, she done let her Japanese cicada. You ever heard of a Japanese cicada, nigga? They big ass dogs that fight bears in Italy. That's what they bred for. This big ass dog, like, bro, I got bite marks. Hold up, son. I got bite marks all on my face. Oh, the wrong side. I got a bite mark head and head. The dog was two centimeters away from my eyeball, nigga. It bit me right here in my motherfucking face, nigga. I was like 12 years old. Bit me right here in my motherfucking face. Bit me all on my arms, my legs. I'm bleeding all in my eyes. She sit me down. She takes some cotton balls with some alcohol and try to dab this shit. You know, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, then she looked me dead in my eyes, bro. I put this on my dead grandfather, bro. Shorty looked me in my eyes and say, what you do to my dog? Didn't rush me to the hospital. Nigga, I got pus coming out my face, all that shit. Like, for real, bro. Like, it leads, like, bro, when I say the shit was wicked, nigga, there's some wicked people out here that'll smile in your face, bro. For real.
It really is.
Some wicked motherfuckers, bro. Like, that's some wicked ass shit to do to a child. Like, before anything, bitch, before you glob me with this fucking alcohol and cotton balls, I was supposed to be on my way to the hospital.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Before any of that. Then when I tell my folks on my side, like my mother, that you asked me what I do to your dog, nigga, my mother sat in front of your house for a week while your parents and your family was protecting you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the type of shit that some of these kids are living through, or even worse. It's kids that's been through worse. Worse. Right. come on, bro. That's why I don't complain, because I know of people who've been through worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit fucked up.
You can say it all the time, because like, you never know what a motherfucker been through, man. Like,
never, bro.
Or going through.
Never know. Yeah, or going through.
Or going through. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I don't play with people. I don't play with people's mindset. I try to be the same nigga to everybody all the time, bro. All the time. It's never a different 10. You can never, nobody can ever say, oh, 10 was different when I know. It's never the case. I'm the same nigga with every fucking, I'm this way to my mother. If I'm this way to my mother, you better believe I'm gonna be like this to everybody fucking else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was like, man, you can't win for losing, nigga.
Man, listen, they couldn't pay me. They couldn't pay me to change, man. Listen, that shit just don't happen. Certain shit that's installed into you is in you, you know? Like, I ain't never go against none of my morals and principles, man. None of these rules and regulations, even when it comes to the street shit, I've never went against none of it, ever. You hear me? And still to this day.
Nah, for real though. The shit do be definitely different. I always wanted to try that Mustang.
I don't like that map.
So it's what's the map? Nah, but man, that shit just died. It hit different, man. It hit different when you a kid, when you an adult. That shit hit different, and we don't really notice how bad it hits us because we're still living and trying to learn life. You know what I'm saying? We don't realize till we sat in our age that damn, yo, we really had a fucked up childhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, like, shit niggas see Jeezy in the cities, or, you know, just like you, Mika, in the cities. The shit that we see, the shit that we run across. Like, nigga, I done seen a nigga get his teeth pulled. I done seen fingers. I done seen eyeballs on Park Heights tracks, nigga, right, splitting my hood from Park Heights, nigga. I done seen all type of shit. You see what I'm saying? And, nigga, I wasn't supposed to. You're not supposed to see a nigga at the age of 9 getting shot the fuck up with an AK-47, nigga, seeing a nigga body, nigga, fuck a movie, nigga, saying that shit in real life.
Let alone it being through. Listen, picture it being, fuck the fact that a nigga had to see and witness shit like that at a young age. Picture it being my motherfucker you actually know. Like, I had to witness that shit. It being people that I knew laying in the streets. You feel me? 7, 8, 9 years old, bro. Like, man, this somebody I looked up to that used to give me money, going to school and shit, tell me stay in school and things like that. And you hear me? Like, come on, man.
I seen a nigga back blown out from a 12 gauge. Seen his intestines and his heart move. He dead as shit. You feel me? He dead as shit, nigga. Body still living. Threw me the fuck off. You feel me? Like, nigga. Even when my stupid ass got shot, I wasn't supposed to be in that situation. Way too young for that. Man, I was in the 7th grade. I was in 7th grade when I caught a bullet. I was in 11th grade when I caught the knife to the hand. Niggas move fast.
My first best friend got shot this year, nigga. I was in 3rd grade. He come out from school, nigga, try to rob him for his beanie hat. Right there. It's 3rd grade. Yeah. 3rd grade.
Oh, that's what she was talking about. My bad.
I just don't want you to be here.
Oh, I'm good. I'm big time.
You turn that shit all the way up. This is the step down.
Definitely the bitches and things out here.
I'm telling you. Man, been through too much, bro. Niggas been through too much, for real, brothers. Really,
way too much. You hear me?
And then the shit that niggas really need to discuss, we can't speak on.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You can't speak on it. It's like you gotta live or die with this shit.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn. Oh, let me get my foot up. Okay. My bad. Oh.
But I mean, shit, I look at it like this. That's more a reason why I try to present and promote the things that I do now. Because if we continue to allow certain things to happen, that's just that cycle.
I don't want to watch the game.
Hey, look at this shit, man. Look at Look at this shit, man. I need to get one of
You got the
listen.
steering wheel and everything.
Listen,
We were just talking about that inner king in us.
Yeah.
This thing out there looking like he at the motherfucking arcade. He at home. Looking at it like he at the arcade and shit.
I'm in my house in my comfortable, humble abode.
Where is safe at?
Word. Where it's safe at. You're in the best place a nigga can do.
I ain't gonna hold you, man. I'm in love with this shit. This is my little partner shit right here. He done put. Look at this shit, G. This is this shit right now.
I'm about to hop up off of here though, y'all.
Word. Yeah, I'm about to end this. I'm gonna go live with one of you if anybody else go live in the regular joints, but I'm about to end the show though.
All right.
What the hell that short word, cuzzo?
Huh?
What was that? That was a system?
Nah, that's a computer.
Yo, that bitch hard as shit.
And then ringing all this shit.
Oh, this nigga got all the high-tech shit over that bitch. Man, geez, if you over there, probably, man, you probably forgot I was still at your shit, nigga. I'm down that bitch enjoying life. Fuck you talking about?
What's up?
But shit, I'm about to end this shit, cuz I'm gonna tap in with you in the chat or something, bro.
Say no mas, nigga. Get up with me.
I definitely appreciate you, Kane. Peace and blessings,
No
man.
mas, man. Oh, shit, did I do it right?
Hey, man, this was What to Talk About Radio, OG Talk, you know. I chopped it up with my people. We got our points across. Definitely did, you know. Gave y'all a better understanding of where we going at with it. And like I said, I'm here to break chains. I'm here to break cycles, man. You know, in order for me to do that, I have to present certain things to the universe. No matter what I'm going through personally, how I'm feeling, I have to present certain things to the universe. That is who I am. That's why I'm here. Why I am here, you know? This is What to Talk About Radio, man. This is OG Talk. Little boys and big drawers versus little girls and thongs. Growing up fast. We making it make sense, man. Appreciate everybody that turned in. Peace and blessings to all. Love is love, man. You know the vibe. Dope moves. M.R.M. gang. Shout out to my brother too. Shout out to my sis Drain. Shout out to me. Shout out to Tay, the whole family, man. My brother Flashy. Shout out to Mika. SSO in the motherfucking building. Shout out to my brother Tony Blue. What are you talking about? Elbow. What's love? Shout out to my brother Chris, man. Greg. Shout out to my brother Hustle, my brother Tom, my brother Sneak, NHL in the building.